A garment of praise. The weight on my chest was a constant companion, heavier than any physical burden. It was the weight of anxiety and depression, a shadow that turned every morning into a struggle. Is this all there is? My mind would whisper. I was stuck in a deep, dark valley, and my own tears were becoming my sustenance, just as the psalm described. Where is your God? The voices in my head, echoing the taunts of the world, would constantly nag. I felt abandoned, forgotten, and truly alone. Then, one particularly dark afternoon, as I sat paralyzed by the relentless what-ifs, I picked up the worn Bible and saw the words, "Why are you cast down, O my soul? And why are you in turmoil within me?" I flinched. It was as if a mirror had been held up, or rather, as if I was speaking to myself. My heart, my soul, that deep, aching core of me, was finally being addressed, not just by my thoughts, but by a challenge. It gave me permission to admit the turmoil I had been desperately trying to ignore or suppress. Yes, I am cast down. Yes, I am in turmoil. But the verse didn't stop at the question. It immediately gave the command, the only hope I had left, hope in God, for I shall again praise Him, my help in His presence and my God. It wasn't a sudden, magical removal of the pain. It was a choice, a decision I had to make with my will, even when my emotions screamed otherwise. I stood up, the command echoing in my empty room, and I spoke to my soul, that despondent, despairing part of me. "Soul," I whispered, "you are not allowed to stay here. You will hope in God." I forced myself to remember. I recalled the times, like the psalmist, when I had felt the joy of God's presence, the times when His word had been a lamp. I clung to that promise from Isaiah. He would give me a garment of praise instead of a faint spirit. I didn't feel like praising, but I made the sacrifice anyway, because faith, I realized, was active. It comes from hearing the word and acting on it. I started with a single, trembling word, "God, I trust you." Then a quiet song of worship, no matter how flat my voice sounded. And in that act of choosing to praise, of choosing to hope over despair, a subtle, beautiful shift occurred. The anxiety didn't vanish entirely, but the heavy cloak of despondency lifted. I was not waiting to feel better to praise Him. I was praising Him to receive the grace to feel better. I had exchanged the faint spirit for the garment of praise, and in that moment I knew, He is my help, my God, and I will praise Him again.